yawning. I don't know if you can hear me. My kids are making music in the background. I'm thinking that you can hear me because um, the background stuff out of range was so nominal before. So either this will be another crappy video or you can still hear me. Hey, Serena, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Tell me, please. I can't see any comments. I just see that you're here. Anyway, hi, everybody. It's Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to you too, Serena. And my kids barely sit down. So our trip thing for Thanksgiving was to go for a walk. Oh, good. Is the music overpowering my talking? The kids are working on composing some stuff in the background. Oh, I'm waiting for Serena to respond. Anyway, let me know if the music is too loud. I can tell the kids to shut up, or I can come back later. They're playing the organ that we got. You know, we got a free organ. I have a post about the organ. Hey, you guys! I think the music has got to be really loud. I don't know. I might have to check. Oh, not at all? Okay. I'm not sure what that means. No, not at all too loud. Okay. I'm going to go with not at all too loud. So today, I hope you had a good Thanksgiving. I haven't been here for a couple days. I've been overwhelmed with the kids and being depressed about various things. Avi, I'm on video live. Stop yelling. I'm on video live. I don't know if you heard that either. So I wanted to just talk about salt shakers. I can't even hear myself think with all the noise. So I don't have any posts right now about salt shakers, and I haven't done any because there's like a million of them. How could you possibly know? Basically, I would say if it's simple, like it's from a restaurant, like a cheap diner, it probably is lead free. But if it's anything not, it probably has lead. So this is leaded crystal. Hey guys, can you be quiet just for a minute? And this one's like a restaurant one that is probably fine. I don't have a problem with if the top is stainless steel and not chromed plastic or something, it should be okay. This is, I think, ceramic. I don't remember the results, but I'll look them up. I would have expected this to have lead, but I believe this one in particular was lead free, but that's an anomaly. Most ceramic ones are going to have lead. And again, this is like a diner one. This is like your best bet, similar to what we have. Definitely a good choice to not go fancy on the salt shakers because you never know what's going to happen with the salt inside the shaker. I'm sure no one studied that. Hello, Charlie. Charlie, what are you stealing in the background? We're getting at. You're putting my phone back. Oh, thank you. 9 people watching me be around my noisy kids. Anyway, I sent the kids to the antique store a while ago. I send them every now and then to find things that they think might have lead. So Charlie brought me this. I haven't actually, I think I got to test the top, but the side I tested because it's part that looks like it's lead, but it's actually copper with trace silver in it. I've seen these boxes too around. They're really cool. So like I don't know if there's different ones that are like this that might have lead, but this one didn't. And if there's lead in the ceramic, it's not as much of a concern. If the metal had been leaded and you're touching it to open and close, it's more of a concern. But on a box like this, I think even if the ceramic is positive for lead, it's not like a health hazard necessarily. Then kids got some knitting needles. And I've tested a lot of sewing supplies that have been positive for lead. I misplaced a bunch of stuff. It's in my storage. I'll have to find it. But there were these measuring plastic grids, and the plastic grids, the paint on them was positive for lead. There's Cole Scott. Anyway, so this knitting needle, the blue ones, and with this end are negative for lead, and these are negative for lead, but the ends are positive for high level of cadmium. I think it was over 2,000 parts per million. So that's concerning. I said to my son, you should keep these, and these I'll put in my museum. And then this little, I expected this might be positive for lead, but it turned out it's not positive for lead, but it is positive for a trace level of cadmium, like 43 parts per million. And then he got these, and these are lead free. To knit in a circle. The one thing that he brought home that is terrifying, but not, okay, it's really cool, but it's also scary because he's a musician. So the cable was about 3,000 parts per million lead. The base was negative. I thought it could be positive. I didn't know if this was paint or some kind of, I don't know, other kind of a different color metal or how it was applied, like a anodizing. So the black turned out to be negative, but the logo, which you can see right there, is 108,000 parts per million lead. And the most disappointing thing, oh, well, there's also these little rubber gaskets in here, and those are all leaded. And the metal part itself tested positive for about 12,000 parts per million lead. And I don't know, I said to Cole, because you can't see, there's these little dots, and under the dots there's like a mesh, and I don't know if it's the mesh underneath that's leaded, and this is like a stainless steel, or if there's somehow lead in the coating. I don't think there's lead in the outside part of this. So he asked me, Mom, what should I do? And I said, replace the cord and replace these rubber gaskets, and don't put your mouth on it when you're using it, because the only two areas of lead that might dust or create dust and get into your environment, without me dissecting it and seeing if the lead is somehow a mesh under the microphone, are these rubber gaskets and the cord. So I don't know. I'd love to take it apart. I'd love to find one to take apart. We're not going to take apart that one though, because he bought it with his own money. And the other thing I wanted to mention to you was my friends at Certified Kit. They send me kits. These are kits you can buy, and this is a lead and water do-it-yourself kit. It goes down to 1 parts per billion. They also have dust wipe sample kits. Anyway, they have asked or suggest. I asked them, hey, can I get some dust wipe sample kits, because I want to test the Tempur-Pedic mattress, because the Tempur-Pedic mattress I have from 2006 tested positive for trace lead using XRF technology. And I'm like, well, when you unzip the covering, it's like all this gross dust that comes up. It's like similar to what was in the pillow, but it's a whole mattress, and it's nasty. Anyway, I'm like, if there is, if it's creating dust not just from the cover, which has antimony in it, so that's a problem, and it's creating dust from the actual mattress itself, then it's possible that the Tempur-Pedic might have lead in the dust at unsafe levels, even though lead level is low. Usually if something's a dust hazard, it isn't detectable on an XRF instrument. That's a little complicated, but basically if it takes a sugar packet worth of lead dust to poison an entire football field, if you can imagine a sugar packet dispersed evenly across a football field, and then try and take an XRF and put it and find those specks of lead dust, and that brings a football field to about 38 micrograms per square foot. I have a post about that. So you wouldn't be able to find any bits of lead dust using the XRF technology. So when something is dusty and tests positive, like if a carpet tests positive in only certain spots, or any kind of fabric thing tests positive in an area where it might have been exposed to lead, and then in other parts of it, it doesn't test positive. Like I tested this one carpet from this company, and their carpets, from a family, and their carpets were positive underneath a lamp that was a stained glass lamp. So it seemed to me, deductive reasoning, may or may not be true, that dust from the leaded glass of the stained glass lamp was falling onto the carpet and areas below and contaminating the carpet, because the levels were inconsistent. Anyway, so the level in the Tempur-Pedic mattress is about 40 to 70 parts per million lead in various spots on the mattress. And so I'm going to do some dust wipe samples. This is the water kit, but I'm going to get some dust wipe samples and do those on the surface of the mattress, underneath and on top of the covering, to determine whether or not the Tempur-Pedic mattresses are actually creating a lead dust hazard. I will report on that soon. Complicated. Hi, sweetie. And I think that's all I wanted to share with you right now. So anyways, I'm going to be getting a bunch of those. I'm trying to think, do you have any other ideas of things that I should test with a dust wipe kit? I was thinking my Facebook friend Snoopy Brown, that's not her real name, but she she tested the outside of a Pyrex bowl using a dust wipe kit, and it came back positive. So I thought if I could do that, like on camera, and I could do a couple of different Pyrex bowls, and we could see how much lead dust is coming off when you handle or wash or interact with food, the exterior of a Pyrex bowl. It'd be a good indicator. And Snoopy found that it did actually create lead dust that would come off using a dust wipe sample kit. But I thought if I did a few of those, it might be interesting. And so I have the opportunity to order as many of them as I'd like. You'd like to send me some. So if you guys come up with some other ideas of things that I should test with dust wipes on camera and then report the results a week later, I will do that. So let me know. And I think that's it. Have a good Thanksgiving. I don't know if you saw my post. Today's a kind of crappy day for me because 2 years ago today, this little nugget was sitting next to me. He was much smaller, and he was 9, and now he's 11. And I was illegally arrested for crimes I didn't commit. And he was there when the cops came and took me away in handcuffs, and it was scary, right? Yeah. It was scary. Anyway, and so I wrote about that on my blog today if you want to read about that, and I linked to the lawsuit. We're now suing the state of Oregon for 6 counts of civil rights violations against me for illegally arresting me for crimes I didn't commit. Anyway, that's kind of, I spent my Thanksgiving kind of thinking about that, but being thankful for you guys here on the blog and on Facebook, and also for my kids. Super thankful to have my kids here with me and my son home from college. And I hope you guys had a good day with your families. See you later. Let's Save Mama, Tamara Rubin, letsafemama.com, tamararubin.com. Okay, I'll check in again soon, I promise.